Okay, one of the easiest things to do with your Triad Aer is to keep it good and clean. What I'm going to show you today how to do a thorough cleaning and a partial cleaning so you can make sure that it's still giving you your optimum protection and protecting you and your family from harmful germs, bacteria, and particles. Take it down. First thing you want to do is shut the power off. Next thing is to actually disconnect the power, just like this. Now turn around to the back of the machine. You'll notice right here there's one little Phillips head screw. You need a Phillips head screwdriver for it. Just put it right in there. Take that screw out. Make sure you hang on to it. You want to put it back in there. And it's a small one, so set it someplace where you know where it's at. Next thing you want to do is take the back cover off. I like to use a flathead screwdriver. I just stick it in just like this. Press and pull the out and pop the outside like that. Now the next side, you'll see it just comes right out. Lift it up, and voila. There's your back. You may have dirt or dust on this. Just take your vacuum cleaner, wipe it down with your vacuum cleaner, the soft bristles, or you can take and wash it in some soapy water and get it clean. Make sure it's totally dry before you put it back in. This is your electrostatic screen. This is a three-part screen. What it does is it traps any dirt or dust from getting into the machine. We want to make sure the machine runs as clean and as possible for the next 10 to 15 years. When you take this off, you can actually take this apart if you want. If you're in a hurry and have to do a quick cleaning, you can brush this off with the soft bristles of your vacuum cleaner. Another thing you can do is take and run it under soapy water like this. Take a hair dryer and dry it. If you want to take it apart completely, you have two little clips here. All you have to do is pull it up like this. And then when I take it apart, I'll show you. You've got a little screen here. You've got another mesh screen here, and this is your tubular. You can rinse these out in the sink. Well, I'll show you in just a minute. Make sure they're dry. You can lay them out and dry them on a towel, or if you want, just hit it with a hair dryer. Then you just put this back in place. Make sure that your holes are lined up right here, and just snap it right back in place. The best part about this, you don't have to buy expensive filters to replace. This is easily cleaned. You can see how simple it is. The next thing you have is your enriched oxygen or ozone plate. This slides right out. You notice it's very simple and easy. You have a track right here. Now when you take this out, you can clean it off with either white vinegar or ammonia. If you're using ammonia, use a ratio of one half ammonia to 1/2 water. What I like to do is drop it right down into a plate like this. I'll just use some vinegar right now. And then you cover it with vinegar. What you'll notice, there might be little crystals on this plate. That comes from the splitting of the oxygen atoms. And you want to make sure they have time to go off. Now, if you're in a real hurry, you can just brush it off and clean it, put it back in. But the best way to do it is let it soak overnight. When you finish it, just take a light bristled toothbrush and just go over very lightly like this on both sides. Make sure it's thoroughly dry before you put it back in the machine, because once again, this is an electrical machine. We don't want any moisture or condensation in it. If you'd like, you can actually order an extra plate, keep it on hand, and then as soon as you pull out one, just place the other one right in the machine. You don't have to wait for it to dry. Placing it back in, now I'm not going to turn this machine on, obviously. You just place it in just like this. Now, if I had my other one, I could have one in the drawer. I could easily just replace one with the other that quickly. Now, the cell that you see right here is called your PCO cell. This comes out very easily as well, too. The great thing, you don't need a service person to do this. You've got these little thumb screws. Just turn these. They come up very easily like this. Make sure you hang on to those little screws. They can fly away. There we go. This is just a plug. You just pinch it and pull it out. Just like that. Now, this is your PCO cell. If you see dust or anything like here, you can take a small can of compressed air, blow that dust out. Most of the time, you won't see any. How often should you be cleaning this? I recommend in the first 30 days, check it. Because remember that transition period when all those particles start to amass and start to fall out of your breathing space may be collected by this electrostatic. That's when it will probably be the dirtiest. In here, there is your ion antenna. If you like, you can take and put a little bit of ammonia or white vinegar, and you can wipe that down just a little bit with some ammonia on your antenna there. In the front is your negative ion generator. To get to the front of the machine, you just turn it around, take your little Phillips head, take the screws out. This is the front plate. Now the reason you do this is about every 3 to 6 months. You'll notice, remember, you have a lot of vapors and things in your home, cooking odors and things like that. The vapor and oils will actually stick to the plastic on the fan blades and will collect dust particles. One more look here. These do a good job. Generally, if you're very careful, they'll stay right in the same slot so you can put them back in easily. Set it there. And all you do is just wipe down your fan blades once again, wipe along here. The best part about this is going to trap so much dirt, you're not going to have to do a whole lot of cleaning on the inside. And the last little thing you want to do is, once again, either use a Q-tip or a paper towel. This is your negative ion generator. Now watch out, it is very sharp. Just take and just clean it a little bit like this, because once again, that oily film, the thing that you see in ducts and stuff, it comes from your cooking odors, your chemicals, your sprays, your perfumes, your colognes, all those things that proliferate. They will get a mass here a little bit. And remember, with your Triad Aer, that's what you want to keep out of your environment. Easiest thing to do, put this back in. This point tucks in like this. Screw these screws back in. I'm going to show you to put the back filter on. I'll do the rest of this in a minute. Just do them kind of like this. Let's look at the PCO cell. That fits in very easily. It's tilted, because you don't want to be looking directly into it. Goes in here. Your 2 screws go back up here. Make sure you plug it in. Check to make sure that your ozone plate's in there. I'm going to put this, now when you put this back in, you'll notice this little slots right here, angled slots. All you do is tilt it in like this. There we go. Take your 2 screws, screw them in. Just you don't have to make them real tight. Just make them, finger tight. Now putting the back plate on, it's not difficult, but there's an easy way to do it. Let me show you how to do that. What you do is you approach it using the top part. That goes down in first. Then you bring the back down. Voila. The next thing you do is plug it in. Make sure it turns on. Well, there it is. Turned right on. And now you can go back to having clean, fresh air in your home again. I hope you see how easy it is to maintain your Triad Aer. How often should you do it? Check it the first 30 days, and then check it about every three months. Or we always prefer every 30 days. There's a little sign that'll come on here that says perform cleaning. That's a timed sign. It actually comes on every 30 days to remind you to clean your air purifier. And let me make this very important to you. As long as the air can flow into the machine, we can electronically convert it to make those purifiers, those plasmas that you need, those hydroxyl radicals, the free ions and electrons to go into your space and clean every single space. But it's got to have clean, fresh air to be able to do it. So you've got to keep that filter on the back, that electrostatic screen, free of any contaminants so that the air can go through the machine easily. You'll notice a big difference I've seen some machines where people have allowed it to go 6 months, 12 months. The screens are horrible. Well, once you clean that up, you'll notice a whole difference in your environment. Remember, the whole question is, how are you protecting your indoor breathing space? This is the best way to do it.